Come stroll for a while through my memory, and I'll tell you of times long ago, when we walked to school summer or winter, barefoot through the fields we would go. I remember our little thatched cottage, and the half door led into the hall. The crane or the fire in the kitchen, and the grandfather clock on the wall. The stout it was cured with a poker, and poaching they said cured the flu. And the bacon it hung from the ceiling, sure the story I tell you is true. We went to church every Sunday, and the grandfather wore his best hat. And the preacher he spoke from the altar, and all the women in different seats sat. Matchmaking was part of tradition, and the rambling house filled up at night. And the tailor he told the ghost stories, all the children did shiver with fright. And the stout it was cured with a poker, and poaching they said cured the flu. And the bacon it hung from the ceiling, sure the story I tell you is true. I remember the sound of the anvil, and the burning horse hoof we could smell, when we passed to the forge door in the evening, with the water we fetched from the well. We spancelled the cows before milking, tie the horse to the wall through the shoe. His collar and hems, the winkers and reins, and the harness we held it like new. And the stout it was cured with a poker, and poaching they said cured the flu. And the bacon it hung from the ceiling, sure the story I tell you is true. For miles to the fairs in the darkness, with our animals we walked with delight. When the wheeling and dealing was over, everyone waited on for the fight. Now I hope that in telling this story, I haven't detained you too long. But there is so much more I must tell you some day and in some other song. And the stout it was cured with a poker, and poaching they said cured the flu. And the bacon it hung from the ceiling, sure the story I tell you is true. Sure that story I have told you is true. I'm always light-hearted and easy, not a care in the world have I. For I know that I'm loved by a calling that I couldn't forget if I tried. She lives far away o'er the mountains, where the little birds sing on the trees, in a cottage all covered with ivy, My Eileen is waiting for me. It's over the mountains, where the little birds sing on the trees. In a cottage all covered with ivy, my Eileen is waiting for me. The time I said goodbye to Eileen, 'tis a time I will never forget, for the tears bubbled up from their slumbers. I fancy I see them yet. They looked like the pearls on the ocean as she wept her tears of love. And she said, my dear boy, don't forget me till we meet here again or above. It's over the mountains, where the little birds sing on the trees. In a cottage all covered with ivy, my Eileen is waiting for me. In a cottage all covered with ivy, my Eileen is waiting for me. Oh, balmy the breezes that blow in the spring, and sweeter the sound that the song thrushes sing. I long for a sight that I seldom see now, a man in the field with his horses and plough. Farewell to the days of my youth long ago, when I harvest my team near the barren below. Then away to the highland beside Corrow, to tear the hard green sod with horses and plough. Then up at the headland every once in a while I rested my body all aching with toil. With the sleeve of my shirt wiped the sweat from my brow, as I gazed at the work of my horses and plough. But the clatter of tractors, pollution and all, has banished the couple, and sad was its fall. While far away Opech we richly endow, forgetting the value of horses and plough. Very soon I'll be called from this valley of woe to the fair fields of heaven. I hope I will go. One request of St. Peter that I hope he'll allow, eternal employment with horses and plough. Fancy brings a thought to me of a flower that's bright and fair. Grace and beauty both combine to make that far more rare. Like a maiden that I know who shared my happy life. Where we parted when she whispered, "You'll forget me not." She's graceful and she's charming like the lilies in the pond. Time is passing swiftly by, of her I am so fond. The daisies and primroses are blooming round the spars. Where we parted when she whispered, "You'll forget me not." We met, I really don't know where, I guess it's all the same. Love grows in a village green as well as in the lane. She gently took me by the hand and one glance at me she shot. She dropped a flower, I picked it up, 'tis a sweet forget-me-not. She's graceful and she's charming like the lilies in the pond. Time is passing swiftly by, of her I am so fond. The daisies and primroses are blooming round the spars. Where we parted when she whispered, "You'll forget me not." And then there came a happy time when something that I said caused her lips to murmur yes, and shortly we were wed. There is a cottage in the lane and a kindly garden sparse. There grows a flower, I know it well, 'tis a sweet forget-me-not. She's graceful and she's charming like the lilies in the pond. Time is passing swiftly by, of her I am so fond. The daisies and primroses are blooming round the spars. Where we parted when she whispered, "You'll forget me not."